Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to SuttyTrades, where we are always moving forward. It is Monday. We're back to a new trading week. Today was actually a holiday in the States, so the market's been a little bit weird. I actually didn't trade on my Forex funds account, and I thought I can do one of two things with the FTMO account, right? I can trade. Just wait for the perfect setup, just kind of make sure I'm getting the best possible trade, and try and push for the pass today. Or what I thought of doing, you guys are going to think I'm absolutely nuts, is I thought I've still got some time on this, right? And I want to keep trading to account. So if I finish this one, yeah, I can concentrate on my Forex funds, but I want to put myself under the pressure of trading to accounts. So I thought what I'm going to do today is I'm actually going to take trades that, are either I'm getting in too early when I know I'm getting too early. I'm taking kind of revenge trades on those. So doing all the things that I've practiced a lot of time getting better at. But sometimes you still get into these trades where, it screws you the psychology a little. What I thought of doing is forcing myself into some of these positions where I take a few losses in a row, right? So I took some trades today on an alert that came through. The alert was Swiss franc Japanese yen, which has a fairly big spread. So you've already got that going against you, the spread. So if you want to trade on a lower time frame, the spread is, you've got to look at that. And the kind of where the 4 hour is maybe not necessarily one I would look at. I might have tried to trade it. Eventually it did come back, and I said I'm going to stick to that, and just trade kind of almost some silly trades. So with that in mind, guys, let me take you quickly over to the chart. Okay, so not all of my losses are on here. So if I quickly show you the 4 hour, this was the 4 hour over here. And the reason I said I wasn't that keen on it is because there was this other 4 hour just above it, right? So I saw prices potentially kind of bouncing around and then pushing higher before it pushes down. We did get one move down, but it has now started going back up. So I went through the same steps that I normally go through. I went to the 1 hour, and also look at all these wicks, guys. There's a lot of wicks here. So there's a lot of, I don't know, a lot of areas that, I just don't really like. Like, I'm just not 100% sure where price wants to go, right? What I ended up doing is I just marked everything I saw. There was an OB, the 1 hour OB, within the 1 hour OB, there was this area of imbalance. So I thought, okay, that's maybe going to be my first trade. Then just above, there was another area of imbalance. Above that was the daily kind of support resistance area that I marked up. And on that as well, I found sort of an area where there was maybe some liquidity that, price might still want to push up and grab, which it did. And then I had another area, which was another imbalance area. Okay, so with all of that in mind, I went all the way down to the 1 minute, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to get trading. So the first trade I took was over here. This was actually not the first one. The first one was actually further back, I think. I think it was this one. I think I took the first trade here. Yeah, so it was actually here. And when it tapped in, it broke straight through. So that took my first loss. Then I got a small win with a break even, I think. Then I took another trade straight off the back of this one over here somewhere. Kind of as if I was thinking like, okay, loss, break even, just go straight in, almost like a revenge trade again. Took another one. Then I was on my mobile, I was out. The fourth one, I just randomly selected somewhere. I was like, okay, price is gonna, which I have done in the past. I've done all my markups on the computer. I'm out. I know price is gonna turn around somewhere around here. So I basically just took the previous lot size and just placed it again, which, I would not normally do. Surprise, surprise, I ended up getting stopped out. 4 in a row, guys, and it was actually stressful. I thought, okay, this is going to be quite fun. I'm just doing this as a challenge, see, get a few losses and then see if I can come back from that, right? Every time I took a loss, even though I was like, I was kind of prepared for it, It kind of like it hits the you know, it hits the psychology, man, and that's why it's so important that your psychology is in place. You know, be prepared for those 1, 2, 3, 4 losses in a row, right? Because it is going to happen. You're going to get those days where you lose 1, you lose 2, you revenge trade, and then it just spirals, and that can happen very easily. So then what I did is, okay, I was like, okay, now I'm focused. Price is now coming into that that imbalance that I drew up there. So it's like, I think price is going to have a turnaround here. So what I did is I started marking up my my breaks of structure. So I found a change of character down here. Nice, strong one. And this is what I would normally trade off. A strong change, right? There, look at that. It's a very strong impulsive move down. That to me was a very good indication that sellers are coming in, right? Now is the time that things are looking like, you know, something's going to happen. So what I did is I placed my first order on the 1 minute, waiting for it to come tap into that area, which it did. But I actually also went to the 5 minute because there was such a nice strong move down. What I did is I went to the 5 minute and I was like, you know what, there's also a really nice order block on the 5. Look at that strong push down. That was the previous low. That was the previous high. So you had a break to the upside followed by a break to the downside. For me, nice change of character, right? And then I placed my 5 minute. The 5 minute, I based my stops off the ATR. I always have done that. Oh, and that was the other thing. My first trade, my stop was very tight. I took I just did the stop to the top of the order block. That was one of them, which I used to do, and I used to get so many stops, right? And then I started trading with the ATR, 2 times the ATR. Yeah, you don't get as many big risk reward trades that you can put on Instagram, but you know, who cares? I don't want to be the guy that puts, you know, woohoo, I got a 1 to 20 on Instagram, and then 2 weeks later, I'm sitting in the gutter, tears in my eyes because I've I've blown my account, you know. I don't want to be that guy. I want to be the guy that is consistently hitting 2, 3R every day, you know. And in 2 years' time, I've got my million. Yeah, let's see. Anyway, guys, so I was feeling good about this, and I was like, this is potentially where I would really look at going in, even with my account, if it was my own live account. So it worked out really nicely. This one pushed down. I think I let it go all the way to 1 to 2. I closed 50%. The 5 minute one, I kept it open, but I just brought the stop down to break even. So that was still a full lot size. I was looking for 1 to 5 on the 1 minute, and the equivalent was about 1. Hold on, where's 1 to 5? 1 to 5, I think it was about there somewhere, and the equivalent on the 5 minute would have been about 2.5. I think it was something like that. Anyway, on about 1 to 1 on the big one, I ended up eventually closing 50% as well. So if I'm not mistaken, I ended up losing 4 in a row. They were all slightly over the 50, which, you know, was based on 0.5% is slightly more than 50 because our total balance was over 10,000 at that point. Right? I think we started the day 10,370, 80 or something like that, right? We went all the way down to like 100, and I think we lost about $220. I know, right? And that's when you're thinking, oh my God. But then with this nice trade, came back, made 240, I think. So we are now sitting, we're now sitting at about $410, right? $90 to make our thing. So tomorrow maybe I'll concentrate and I'll just do that. It was a fun little challenge, you know, because I thought I'm not really going to be taking a trade today. With it being holiday in the States, the volatility is not going to be there, you know. There were a few setups that I could have taken, but I just want to be sure with the trades on the My Forex funds. So I thought, you know, let's have some fun today. And now I can say it was fun, but it was stressful. I tell you, when you get those, even though this was just, you know, I was prepared that I was not trading good setups. I wasn't really waiting long enough. My patience wasn't there, but I was doing it on purpose. it still affected my psychology, and it just shows you how much a couple losses just get to you, you know, and you've got to just, so in a weird way, it's almost good to practice the losses, and that's kind of what I was trying to do. I was trying to practice those losses. So let me show you. I'm just going to record my screen quickly. And then we will go to, you guys are going to see, it's just like loads of buys and sells. It's only 4 trades, but with the 50% and all that kind of stuff, it's not a pretty chart. Okay, so if we go to, okay, we've got to zoom out here. Yeah, okay, so there we go. We started there, guys, and this was, I put a very small stop. This one was actually really unlucky, and it actually shows you that my stop, changing how I do my stops now makes a big difference, right? So if we zoom in on this one over here, it just tapped me out. We would have got the 1 to 2 at least on that one. So it would have actually been a legit trade if my stop was a little bit, you know, a little bit wider. But that was the one that I specifically put a smaller stop. I put my stop right at the top of the order block, which, you know, a lot of times you're meant to do, and sometimes they can give you really big risk rewards, and you become a Instagram superstar with your Lambo. Yeah, right. But anyway, that's how I played it today, guys. I mean, look at this. This is like beep, boop, boop, beep, beep, boop, 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 until there when we finally took it seriously and got some nice trades. So it was a nice little test, I suppose, a nice little exercise to kind of push myself in that very uncomfortable area where you've taken 4 losses in a row. But I wanted to see, can I still come back from that? Can I still, you know, and this was all on the same pair. So that's kind of something that also we need to look at, that if you start on a pair, if you've selected your pair, you've selected it because you like the setup, it looks good, right? So trust your initial analysis based on the higher time frame. Make sure you've got your higher time frame, you know, is it moving up, is it coming down, and then trade off of that, but stick to it. If there's any doubt, don't trade it. Only trade the ones that you are sure that I've got the analysis right. And then even if you get your first one is a loss, second one a loss, third one, oh, it's a loss, eventually it is going to be right, you know. And that's the key. As long as you set in your mind your maximum trades. Like for me, I'd say maybe if I took 5 in a row, if those 2 lost, I probably would have stopped for the day, and then I would have waited for another alert tomorrow and then taken it really seriously. And I would have probably had to come back from like 0 from 10,000 again, which would have been a cool challenge as well. But yeah, really cool, guys. Nice to come back from these and actually get, you know, a nice winning trade. So, you know, and it's even if this is with these, you know, messing around, my win rate's still at around 55. It's actually still very good, and I'll show you why now. I'll show you now. So let's have a look. So we actually took 5 losses today, but we got 1 which was a win, which we made back. This one was the one that I showed you. That was a win to 1-to-1, so we made our loss back. So 160. I don't know why that was 60. I think it was because of the percentage at that point. So that was the first trade when we were sitting on just shy of 400. So we were 10,380. So the 0.5% obviously came to about 60 for that one. So 60 down there, 50, 54, 51. So that's like what? 150. Yeah, it's probably like 220 odd that we were down, and then we came back with these 174 up. So not bad. The thing that sucks about taking a lot of trades as well, and you've got to always remember this, guys, commissions. I'm paying commissions on these as well. So even with that 174, I was still a little bit further behind than that win actually says because of commissions, right? But really cool. So let's have a quick look. Something else really interesting I wanted to show you guys. Let's first have a quick look at Metrix after all of that. Alrighty, guys, here we go. So we're going to see a big little dip there. Boom, boom. So this was our mucking around today, but look at that, we still came back. So let's have a look. What's that done to our win rate? Win rate, we're still sitting at 62%, right? My ideal win rate would be around 60%, right? Even 50% I'm happy with. with my tweaks and stuff, I'm looking at around 60%, which is not too bad at all. And if I can keep it around that, it's really cool. Now, there's something else I wanted to show you guys. Check this out. Okay, no, that's the wrong one. I've got to open it in the same tab so you guys can see it. Okay, I'm just going to grab the first one that comes up. Okay, forexsignals.com. I've actually watched a lot of their YouTube. It's actually really good. Just check them out. Anyway, go to the calculator, guys. So here we go. Let's say, all right, I am starting with a balance of $10,000, right? My risk per trade is 0.5%. My winning percent, I'm only going to say 55%. I'm going to say 5% of those break even. So that's still lower than I currently am, right? Average number of trades per month, I would say probably about 25 trades, considering weekends, and we would probably take at least one every day. Sometimes we will take 2 trades in a day. Sometimes when we lose 2 or 3, we'll take 3 or 4, like today, in a day. So 25 is probably on the lower end, but let's just stick to that. Total months. Okay, let's start with 1 month. So this is what we currently do. Risk reward, I'm always looking for about a 3. 3R is my target. All right, simulate returns. Here we go, guys. Most possible, I will be looking at a 1,542 return, okay? Consecutive losses, 4 in a row, which is kind of like what happened today. Max consecutive wins, 7 in a row. And there's actually another way that you can take those consecutive wins and actually increase your overall earnings. They've got the worst case scenario. Worst case scenario, 6 losses in a row and only ever getting 2 wins in a row. I still would end with the free retake, right? Best possible, $2,750 in a month, guys. Now, what is crazy with this, guys, is let's say, okay, I am starting with $1,000, okay, my own money. I am risking 1% per trade because it's my own money and there's no daily drawdowns. It's my account. It's not a prop firm, okay? $1,000. My win rate is 55%. Number of trades still. Now we're going to go to a whole year. My take profit ratio, I'm still 1 to 3. Here we go, guys. Check this out. In 1 year, I can take $1,000 and turn it. Okay, that's best. So let's go to most possible. Okay, that makes sense. I was like, whoa, that's crazy. $1,000 in 1 year, pretty much trading only 1 to 2 max trades a day. 32,900, guys. 32,900. That's incredible. But what's even more incredible is, worst would be I'd make 1,000. Okay, that's like just really bad, very bad. Things going horribly wrong. That's only 44% win rate. Most possible around the 50, 55, right? But check this out. If you go 2 years, so let's say you never take a withdrawal. This is just to grow an account, right? What were we on? We were on most possible 32,000. After 2 years, what do you think, guys? $1.07 million. So you go not changing your risk percentage, sticking to the same plan, getting the same win rate. You're looking at, in 2 years, going from $1,000 to $1 million of your own money, starting with $1,000. I mean, isn't that crazy? Worst, 302,000. That's like the worst you could do, provided you're sticking 100% to your rules, right? This is very much based on a strategy that is very rules-based, you know, in, out. Everything is always the same, trading like a robot based on your strategy, always. But isn't that incredible, guys? The worst possible results you're going to get, as long as your psychology is not playing a factor, which is a huge thing, I know that. Best, $3.4 million, guys. That's with a 58% win rate. I mean, that is just mind-boggling. when you look at these simulators and you have your numbers and you see what is possible, I mean, most people are not going to do this, right? Because they're going to be withdrawing, they're going to have bad months, they're going to have months maybe they don't trade as much, they're going to, there's so many factors that you've got to, you know, bring into this. But as a kind of just a benchmark, or if you look at the most possible, even 1 million, like if I started with $1,000 and I was on half of that after 2 years, I would be a happy man. I would be like $500,000 after 2 years. Yes, please. But isn't it amazing, guys, that if you have a plan and you have the numbers in front of you, this is all statistics based on your win rate, based on your risk-reward ratio, everything you should have back-tested. If it's all there and everything's working as it should, when you see these numbers, man, it gives you a little bit of a boost, you know, a little bit of confidence to say, okay, you know, this is what's possible. So I just thought it'd be interesting to show you guys that, you know, coupled with my forcing some losses, forcing some bad trades today, to then try and come back from that, which I did, which felt really good when I did get that trade, because I was like, oh my God, what happens if I screw around, get those 4 losses? Those 2 trades that I went in, it was risky doing the 2, but I was fairly confident on those positions. What if they lost as well? I'll be sitting on a $300 loss, and then I'm coming, you know, to YouTube and say, so guys, I lost $300. I lost all of our profit, you know. I mean, it would have been okay. I'm sure you guys would have forgiven me. But you know, that's the point of sometimes having a trial or a demo account. Push yourself into these situations that you don't want to be, because it's not real money, right? Push yourselves into these situations that when it is real money, you can maybe handle it. So, you know, a lot of people are like, train for the market, have a demo account, do this. And I think it's quite important to try and actually force yourself into sticky situations, force yourself into those horrible places where you don't want to be with real money, and then see if you can get yourself out of them, you know? So it's like with anything, with any sport, you know, like any kind of, like I come from like rugby background. Like in rugby, when you train, you train for specific situations, right? You don't just always train, okay, cool, we can pass the ball, our passing is good. No, what about if such, you know, this play breaks down, what are we going to do? What is our, you know, plan for everything, guys? And I think, you know, sometimes it's pretty cool to put yourself in these situations where you know, have to get out of a sticky situation. Just see how you react, see how your nerves hold up. Like today, I was like, it was tough, man. I knew it was just a trial, but it was tough because I had started so well, and I thought, you know, if I screw this up, I'm going to have to come to you guys and say, you know, because I'm accountable for these accounts, because I'm on this channel. I'm accountable for everything I'm doing, you know. So yeah, I'm glad it all paid up, but I think it was a very cool little exercise. Anyway, guys, if you like what you see, if you want to see me do some more of these kind of videos where I'm really kind of like, you know, breaking down the numbers, going into these kind of things where we have all these statistics and numbers, because I love numbers. I love looking at the numbers and thinking, you know, see what's possible. So if you guys like this kind of stuff, just, you know, let me know. Let me know you want to see some more stuff that's kind of a little bit away from the daily trades. I'll still be doing the daily trades and I'll still be updating you guys. But, you know, to bring you guys some more content. I don't mind, like, you know, faffing around with this kind of stuff, you know, because it's quite cool. I like this kind of stuff. Anyway, make sure, if you haven't, guys, hit the subscribe button. Join the journey, and I hope to see you guys soon. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. We will be back tomorrow. Hopefully we will get some trades on the My Forex funds. I will be pushing tomorrow to get the pass on the FTMO. We've had our fun with it, but let's get the pass. Let's get serious. And then the My Forex funds, hopefully we can get a couple good trades tomorrow that we can, you know, get some momentum going again. Anyway, guys, that's all for now. I hope you've enjoyed. We will catch you in the next video. Bye for now.